Well, I went to Dave Tepper, who's still one of my favorites. He's the guy who schooled me at Goldman Sachs. Schooled actually meaning, pantsed me. And one of the things he said is, look, there are stocks to own and stocks to rent. Some are very short-term rentals, more like an hourly hotel. I mean, kind of, I own an inn. There are people who wanted to rent by an hour. I preferred overnight. And so you can have a lot of fun short-term. And I said, well, why? Well, it's because, David, there could be $900 billion coming at you. The EU is just printing money to try to get things going. Yeah. We have so much stimulus. The rates are low, and we have a vaccine. So, David, you want to go short in that environment?
No.
I mean, Dave Tepper, who is, I think, one of the more flexible people, he's not dogmatic, he's telling you, look, have some fun right now, but remember, it's short term.
The Nasdaq's up 38% this year.
Well, this has been his philosophy.
Yeah.
Well, he's just saying you rent them.
I get it, and he's right.
Well, I'm saying he's not fighting the tape.
Right, and why would you?
Well,
because you can sit here talking about valuation all day long, and a lot of these names, as we well know, valuation is no reason to short a stock.
No, but I disagree with you about why wouldn't he? I think there are a lot of people come on air that are not the least bit bullish.
I think I hear a lot of bullish people still on our air, don't you?
I don't hear a lot of bulls.
Kind of making the same case that you just talked about, the fact that we will at some point get significant stimulus, that we do have a vaccine coming, which in and of itself will be stimulative,
right?
Because it will allow people to actually get back to full.
So you're thinking this is not any wisdom? Tepper doesn't have any wisdom.
I liked listening.
I thought this was good wisdom.
It was.
I got the text at like 4 a.m.
4 a.m. text from Tepper. He was up too.
Yeah, well, we communicate in like 4 a.m.
It's crazy what's going on at 4 a.m.
You think rich people don't get up?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they do.
I love talking about the Panthers, but he's not interested.
Do they get woken up by like somebody kind of waving a feather on them?
No, that's Benioff does that.
Benioff.
There's a big 3:30 download he gives me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have it on Ringer. My wife really loves that I have it on Ringer. But, Carl, there are a lot of people who are talking about stocks now like you haven't seen, whether they be wealthy, whether they be youthful. And then there are a lot of people who don't have jobs, and they're not talking about stocks. So there is it's that so-called K recovery. There's guys getting down, guys going up.
Just yesterday, Jim, we had U.S. household net worth hit a record for 3Q. Right. And on the same day, Washington Post does a story about a wave of shoplifting at America's retailers, largely families coming in to steal goods that are related to children and babies amid the hunger crisis in this country. It's remarkable.
It's a little bit like 1917 Russia.
Okay. That's an interesting comparison.
Well, it was very easy for my great-great-uncle.
Yes, we know who he was.
I'm looking for, this is the most I've ever seen the country divided. Whether it be the person who works, rank and file, versus the CEO, who usually is paid 40 times. Look, I think that, I'm not saying
400 times. 400
times. 400 times.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that, come the revolution to the Finland station and Lenin's got a real rap going, what is to be done. I'm just saying, Carl, that the divisions in the country are horrible. And it's not America. It's not very American. It's not what we've been like. Go back to the Reagan era. There really wasn't that big a difference between the rich and the not so rich. And now we've got a situation where I think that it is ripe for Democrats to really, if they didn't have the Senate, if they get the Senate, to really kind of change the distribution of wealth. How about that? That's the faded term that Senator Warren discusses. Redistribution of wealth is something that I think a lot of wealthy people fear. And I'm not going to say they shouldn't. Not with this.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.